Kia. This reading is for Taurus and Gemini, was it? Yep. Hope you're doing well. Just going to pull from this deck that we've made, and then we're going to pull from some tarot and see what ancestral messages Nyankopon Samai Whananum have for Taurus and Gemini today. Nyankopon Samai Whananum Bisum Whanorish, I need to do those of love. Light, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace. What guidance and information do you have for Taurus and Gemini? Guidance and information do you have for Taurus and Gemini today? Okay, we have, there is more here than meets the eye. I look beyond the surface. So some of y'all are really being called to look a little bit deeper at what is going on. Y'all are really, I heard shockwaves, or I saw shockwaves, let me say, with this card. So some of y'all are going through a lot of changes. For some, you're going through a bit of grief. For some, and when I say grief, it might not be like something that you've lost. I feel like it's grief, like, you know, when you're going through a grievance, like it's something that is just difficult, and maybe even slightly depressing, or maybe something that's been lowering your energy. I'm seeing sources wanting you to look beyond the surface of what is actually happening. So there might be things you need to take a deeper look at. It says here, lightning cutting through, ending, sharp challenge, death. Your ancestors calling back your life force, nurturing new opportunities and wealth, gifts from earth, confidence, compassionate leadership. So yeah, you're going through some sort of quick and sharp and fast change. So this is who this message will resonate for. And for some, yeah, it says death. So some of you may have lost someone. If so, sending my love. I feel like your ancestors are wanting to strengthen you a little bit and bring through some fresh opportunities, but you kind of have to look beyond the surface of what you already see, or what you are seeing with your like common quote-unquote eye. It also says here, what shadows are coming up for you at this time? What stories are they trying to tell you? Yeah, so your ancestors are wanting you to look into the shadows. So that's looking into the unknown. So maybe like I don't know what kind of example I can give. Like you're just going through a situation and you're just looking at what you can see, but there's more to the picture. Let's pull some tarot to see what comes up. Also, like I'm seeing your ancestors are also wanting you to listen to the stories that you tell yourself. So some of you will be talking to yourself, as we do. And there might be like narratives or stories that you're telling yourself. I don't know if they're like true or not, but actually I just heard false. So some of these things are false narratives, but there are also just things hidden in there that you'll need to look at, and kind of see the opportunity within what you're going through, the change that you're experiencing, the challenge that you'll face. Like there's more to it than, there's something about your eyes as well. I don't know if some of you need to get your eyes checked. Some of you could have been crying or tearing up. So if you have been like shedding a tear or two and then you're kind of dismissing your emotions or feeling emotional and not really addressing it, your ancestors and source want you to look at why you've been feeling that way. Yeah, there might be more to what you're feeling than you are like giving yourself not credit for, but just addressing. Okay, we're just using our Shadowscapes Tarot, guidance and information. Nyankopon Samai Whananum. Kia ora. What guidance and information do you have for Taurus and Gemini at this time? So we have the Magician. Yeah, you'll have the resources. Like some of you all could be a bit sulky this week. I'm born and raised in Aotearoa, but I am from Ghana. So some of you might be a little sulky this week, but your ancestors and source are reminding you that you have the resources that you need. Even if you feel like you're not capable of getting through something emotionally or mentally, you actually are, and you just need to kind of look around you. There could be like people that could come through to support you. Some of you will need to ask for help a little bit more. Knight of Swords. Oh, nice. Knight of Swords. Some of you may be searching for an idea as well. Or I'm also hearing like your thought, it's in your thought patterns. So there is something here about the way in which you perceive yourself, or perceive something that your ancestors want you to like look into a little bit more and to stop dismissing. So it could, yeah, again, just could be you dismissing your feelings, but there's something key there. What guidance and affirmation do you have for Taurus and Gemini? 5 of Cups. Yeah, I thought so. The Devil reversed. That's good. Capricorn. Oh, that's a few. Okay. Yeah, so you'll really being called to like address the grief, the release, the hurt, the rejection, the loss, whatever it is that you're letting go of like fully. If you need to like spend time like mourning, or spend time some of you, if you're into ritual and ceremony, you might be like giving offering to like release this grief. Some of you, I can see you're going to the sea with this 5 of Cups and just giving some offering to Tangaroa or to the Moana, just to release your emotions. The Devil reverse. So yeah, it's really a time for you to like let go of any toxic attachments that you have or have had, and your ancestors are giving you an opportunity to do this. So maybe that's something that you're not seeing, is that the situation that you have been in, yes, there's a loss that you have to let go of, but I'm seeing it's like there's a real purpose behind it that maybe your ancestors are saving you from something that wouldn't be helpful for you in the future. We have 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 7 of Wands. Oosh, fam. So if this resonates for you all have kind of really been going through it. Like there's a bit of conflict, but I'm kind of seeing this with your ancestors. So you all might be in like debating with your ancestors, or angry at your ancestors, or angry at like the situation that you're in. This could be causing you some stress, and also being a bit defensive. So your ancestors don't want you to kind of release any conflict and pent-up tension in your body, because yeah, there's a bit of, I would say, over defensiveness at this point. I think it's really important to like stand in your power and stand in your truth, but this is pretty imbalanced, let me say. We have Knight of Wands at the base of the deck. So your ancestors are wanting you to stand on the foundation of like your youthfulness. Don't be afraid to go on a new adventure. Take this time, this opportunity, as a time to explore things that you haven't explored before. There's something here about needing to remember your youth. Maybe there was something that you wanted to do, wanted to achieve, that your ancestors are opening the door to. I'm also seeing it's your choice if you want to let go of past relationships. Some of you will need to like sacrifice or let go of certain connections where there's no emotional connection, that like it could be like friends that you've just had for a long time that are not really serving you. 2 of Wands here talks on wisdom, so I guess it's like your choice whether you want to do that or not. But it seems like you're kind of juggling something that is more for the physical element rather than the emotional element for some of you all. Some of you also might be experiencing conflict with another person from your past that you have history with. Yeah. So that might be where you're a bit like, there's a bit of tension or or even suspicion or shadiness and defensiveness. So if that's you, let that go. What guidance and affirmation? I'm also hearing blame. So some of you will blame someone for a situation that you're in, but you have to acknowledge the decisions that you made to get yourself there in the first place. You can't always blame someone else for where you're at, especially if they're not in your life anymore, or yeah. No, that's how you take your power back as well, is by is by honing in on, or yeah, you take your power back by taking your power back from the past situations, the past people that you've lost, that you've rejected, and calling your life force back. Thank you so much for the gift. Cute, an ice cream cone. If you want a personal reading, you can book that on our site. We don't do personal readings on here, sorry. Okay, what guidance and affirmation do you have for Taurus and Ace of Swords? Unless you get us to our goal, then we'll read for your sign, your star sign. Okay. Ace of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, King of Cups, Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so for some, your ancestors are wanting to really direct you to your heart space, and to what you love, and they've kind of already shown you the way. They've kind of already shown you the way and highlighted that to you. So it's up to you. Again, I just keep hearing it's a choice. It's up to you to firstly identify that and then take the action to move towards that, because within your heart and what you want, there's a lot of wealth there, but you have to use your own discernment. This is Gemini. And some of you will have learnt from what you've already gone through, but I can see that it could be easy for some of you to repeat past patterns. So be mindful of, like, if you are repeating past cycles or feel like you're repeating certain things in your life, situations with people, what is it that you can continuously doing, you know? Instead of sulking and being sad or going over and over and over again what is going wrong, what steps did you take to get there? Evaluate that. And there's a big focus on like what you love and walking that path and knowing that there's wealth there regardless of where you are placed. Your intuition, your discernment is on point. I think in the future you will need to. Queen of Swords is quite an internalized strength, so it's more like not speaking unless you're spoken to, obviously not in general with everything, but then you might be using wisdom with your voice and what you choose to say, what you choose not to say, but you will see everything, like so tap into that energy. I feel like Source wants you to get into your heart space a little bit more and remember to reconnect with your heart regardless of what you're doing, what you have to do, because that's where the knowledge lies, the wealth lies, and that's emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, and material wealth. Justice and the Sun, Leo, Libra. So it's really important for you all to be honest with yourselves about how you're feeling and what you're moving through, because that's where you're going to be most successful. And within this truth, there is truth and integrity in being positive. You know, just because something maybe didn't work out doesn't mean that if you focus on the positive that it's not honest. You know, there's always positive and negative in situations. Is this for you? If you get us to our goal, which is 3 finger hearts, then we will pull a card for your star sign. Young quantum for numbers and for narration into the doors of love, light, high frequency, true, justice, and peace. What guidance and affirmation do you have for us, 9 of Wands reversed.